Hey, I'm Jason Bowles, and today we are reviewing the Bowtech BTX-31. Hey, welcome back to the 2016 bow review. We're finishing things out. I'd already done this bow, but unfortunately my battery had died and my wireless mic, and I didn't realize till I got home to edit it together. So here we are again. We're going ahead and we're going to do this again. Real quick, shout out to the sponsors. We got Sitka Gear. You know, I can't speak words enough about Sitka Gear. We got QAD Ultra Rest. We have the chair pack, and we're shooting that Victory Armor piercing arrow, that VAP, which is 444 grains. All our bows this year, remember, were 30 inches in draw length, set at 70 pounds. Okay, so real quick, the BTX-31, it's just that, 31 inches axle to axle. They do make a 28-inch axle to axle. The IBO on that one, though, is a heck of a lot slower. This IBO speed is 350 feet per second, which is pretty darn fast, you know, and keeping up there with all these big flagship bows that are out there with the super bit of speed that you're gonna get. Okay, so the brace height on this bow is 6 1/4 inches. So you're losing a little bit of brace height, but that's how you're gonna gain that speed. A lot of times when you have that aspect is that you lose some of the forgivability in the shot. However, the great thing about the Bowtech is with their center pivot technology on their limbs and their riser's really long, making their limbs short, which makes the bow forgiving. So you can actually even shorten your brace height up a little bit, and you're still going to have a forgiving shooting bow. All right, it's 4.2 pounds, so it's a little over that 4-pound mark. But you know, it has a couple of vibration dampeners here off the main riser that I bet you, if you took them off, if you wanted to, you'd be good to go. The one thing I want to tell you about this bow, though, is it's 3 bows in one, just like the Prodigy was last year. You know, their cam is sort of set up. They have that binary overdrive cam that Bowtech's, you know, famous for. They're the first ones to come out with that binary cam system. This is their overdrive. I mean, that thing is monstrous. You know, put a lot of speed down there. You know, they have that power shift technology. Now, I covered that last year, and I showed you guys how to change it. You're getting 3 bows with one. So your first setting, which this one's on the number 1, so that's the performance setting. And that's meaning you're going to get the most speed. Your draw force curve is going to be a little tougher. However, like I said, I've already done this bow. It shoots like a dream in all three settings. When I first got it at the house, they sent it in number 3. I drew it back when I was setting up the rest, and I was like, oh my gosh, this bow's like 45 pounds. It's just the way they have that set up. I'm not an engineering expert, but I'll tell you, those guys know what they're doing, and they keep coming out with some of the coolest stuff. You don't lose that many feet per second, about 7 feet per second off of each increment. So say, you know, you're going out and you're hunting, it's warm outside, you can draw back, it starts getting cold in the late season, December time frame. You know, you're sitting in a tree stand and you're really stiff. You turn that back down to the number 3 setting. Real easy to do with an Allen wrench. You don't lose any of the timing aspects of the bow. And you know, you're drawing butter, a little bit slower arrow, but I'll tell you, it's not that much of a difference. Okay, so new with the BTX this year is they have this micro sync dial, and that it's every time they come out with something, it amazes me. So I'm gonna take a picture, and you'll be able to see it right here. This micro sync dial, you're allowed to actually get both cams in perfect timing just with adjusting this dial on both sides. So you know, you don't need a bow press or nothing. It's like I say, I don't know where these guys come up with this stuff, but I tell you, it's just really cool, because now you're getting a perfectly timed bow, and you know the timing is usually from your limb pocket, but however, limb pocket here is a little far away, a little difference. But you know, you put it in your draw board or in your bow press with a draw, and you can watch the cams roll out with each other, so you make sure it's in perfect sync. So when you fire, both cams come over at the same time, sending all that energy into the arrow and downrange into your target and or animal. So I'll tell you, they got the cable flex guard system, which is something I've really liked and I've told you guys about since Bowtech came out with it. It flexes out, it's got the rollers in it, so you're not going to have any kind of torque or cam lean on there. Just these massive, you know, massive cams, but your cables are on the outside, really wide, really nice. They got little great like fingers here that fit in perfect with my easy press for pressing this bow. Tell you, without further ado, let's go ahead and let's draw this bow. We're going to shoot through the chronograph. I'm going to give you guys my final thoughts on it, and let's get it going. Okay, so we're set up with that VAP. You know, it looks pretty good. This is just a beautiful looking bow throughout. So I'm going to put that hook release on there. We're going to go ahead and draw it. And this is on the number 1 setting. So it really wasn't that hard to draw. You can feel the tightness in it, but it's not really that hard to draw. The bow feels beautiful in your hands. Let's creep forward just a little bit. Well, I can go quite a ways. I mean, once it goes though, it wants to go. But you know, when it's in the number 3 setting, it's just like, it's like having a round cam bow. So side to side, doesn't really move. All right, let's go ahead. I'm gonna touch my 2 fingers together. We're gonna shoot this bow. And then you guys will be able to see it in slow motion like I've been doing all my bows. Okay, so bow just sort of died. It didn't even make any noise. I heard the rest hit the shelf. And like I said, we used some moleskin on the shelf, and you're not gonna have that. Definitely quiet. The arrow flew down there pretty. So let's go ahead. Let's shoot this through the chronograph. And sort of excited to see what kind of speed we're gonna get, okay? So we're shooting at Bowtech BTX, 30 inches, 70 pounds. Set on the number 1. 311 feet per second. Nice. 444 grain arrow, by the way, guys. Anyway, so I'll tell you, 312 feet per second. Bowtech, it's dead in your hand, super quiet. Really a nice shooting bow all the way around. The only thing I'd like to see is just a little bit lighter. I mean, if we can get under that 4-pound mark, I would just be happier than anything. And definitely a great looking bow. I'd like to try the 28-inch and you know, utilize it for something that you're going to be packing in, something that's nice and short axle. I'll tell you though, Bowtech, the BTX-31 here, this is a great shooting bow, really smooth down your hand. You get 3 bows for 1. I've told you that, guys, before. Make sure you check them out. They got that power disc technology. Bowtech is really leading the way in the way that the technology is happening in the bow industry. And definitely, you guys get a chance to go shoot it. I know you won't be disappointed. So for Outdoor Product Review, I'm Jason Ballas. We'll see you guys on our next review.